very, very similar to it.
For those of you that are both new and experienced with the fandom, we have a special treat this year in terms of being able to play the games. There are, for those who don't know, in addition to the single-player games, there are some multiplayer games, some fighters, and 1, 2, if you have to be a pirate, versus shooters. And we will have, and Andrew, you come up and explain. Basically, we're going to have the opportunity after this panel is over to play through the games in the video game room. He's going to give you more details about that right now. Use this one. Okay, guys. So, for the many years that people either have seen Touhou or for the very first time, one of the biggest things about this is that these are games. These are games by nature. And what does anyone really like to do? They like to play them.
As little girls.
They have no response to that question. So, basically, in working with the crew in the games room this year, I have arranged for a very large space in the right-hand corner of the games room. Once you walk in, you'll see it there. We are going to be setting up somewhere between 5 to 7 actual laptops, complete with controllers if you want to use a controller. If you want to use the keyboard, we'll have those ready as well. And including 2 of those will actually be projected onto the wall to make roughly a 30-foot sized Touhou Projects playing surface for all of you to test it out on. And yes, the game that you saw, it will include this. Just to back up what he was saying there, because there are multiple genres of this game, we also have several 2D fighters as well. For those of you who like the 2D fighter crowd, we can show you that as well. We'll show that. Okay. Yeah, we will be showing what the 2D fighters look like, so all of you can give it a try who want to give it a try. Basically, if you guys want to try it, have at it. You can use the fix. If you guys are experienced, jumping in, maybe we'll even get a tournament later. I'll leave it up to you. I'll keep my ears open. Talk to me. If you guys want to play, we'll do it. If you just want to come down and play and test it out, have at it. New folks, come. You're welcome. We want you to try it because these are games and they're fun. They are. Thank you very much. Alright. One of the things he mentioned was a 2D fighter, which I think, do we have the controllers for that?
So good. So good.
We're actually going to show 13.5.
Demo or the real one?
I think we have one.
So, 13.5 14.5, Hopeless Masquerade, is going to be released Ring Tai Sai. Ring Tai Sai this year happens to be...
Like today.
Right now!
It's going on right now.
And so you'll also notice that we don't have a guest this year like we did last year. That's because every last Toho-related soul on the face of the earth is it, except is it Ring Tai Sai. Japan's very busy with it, and it's a big event considering that both Hopeless Masquerade as well as the new demo for Toho 14, Double Dealing Character, is set to be released there as well. And so, Hopeless Masquerade is set to release at the exact instant that the panel gets out.
Yep, so we're pretty much doing the panel at exactly the last moment that we could do it when Hopeless Masquerade is not released.
This is the last Toho panel before it comes out.
Yes.
Yes!
This is exclusive.
Are you really asking me to play a fighting game? Yeah. What does it mean?
Human Village song.
Okay, here we go.
Whoa, what did you do?
Oh no, what a disastrous frame rate.
What did you do?
Yep. Time for window play.
Move the window to the right!
Cut off!
Good!
Yes.
Thank you.
So we're gonna do that again in a second once it's loaded on that laptop. In the meantime, so about
Reroute.
Right. I'm sure we've all heard by now, and for those who haven't, Zune is making his first US appearance at Anime Weekend Atlanta. It is the last weekend in September. I wanted to talk real quick about a couple things, what to expect, what not to expect, and I know that there's been a lot of worry in the fandom about, oh, well, somebody's going to do something to turn Zune off, somebody's going to do something to anger him. First thing I want you to consider, he is here on Anime Weekend Atlanta's dime. He does have to follow their schedule, but there will be plenty of time to interact with them. More than likely he'll get one, maybe two panels. Whoops. If the Atlanta panelists, and we won't know that yet, but we are in touch with the Atlanta panelists. If they choose to bring him into the panel, that's their decision. Please respect it. Beyond that, if you want to give Zune a gift, the best time would be during the autograph session. Please don't bring him alcohol, or if you do, try to do it on the side. We all know he likes his booze, but we also don't want the convention, Zune, or you to get in trouble over it.
I will say, actually, on that particular point, I've heard from Vince that the convention has picked up on a number of people that reacted to the news by, oh boy, I'm going to give him booze, and they're like, okay, we're going to get a little bit nervous about this.
Yeah, it is in fact against the law for you to do so. Please don't get the con in trouble. Please don't get yourselves in trouble. Now, if you happen to see him in the hall, if you happen to interact with him outside of it, the staff will probably turn a blind eye. But do not give it to him during the autograph session. On the same note, one item, maybe two, just the same as with any other guest. There's going to be quite a few Toho fans here. I've heard people say 500, I've heard people say a couple thousand. It could be anywhere in between that or more. And look at the size of this room, we're full. We have to turn people away. Beyond that, you got the Q&A sessions. If you get to ask a question, please have one in mind and keep it short and to the point. And I like the way the